Hi everyone, happy Zodiac New Year. So today marks the beginning of the Zodiac New Year. It also marks the first day of spring and also the first day of Aries season. And it's just an indication of just new things to come, cycles resetting, things of that nature. So we're going to do 2 oracle cards and 2 tarot cards for each of the 12 zodiac seasons. So by seasons, I don't mean your sign. I mean the month that that season is occurring. So in other words, we're just going to go around the entire year, month by month, zodiac by zodiac sign, and figure out what our entire year ahead is going to look like. So we'll start with Aries since that's where we are, that's where we're going into. And we're starting out with diligence. So this tells me that perhaps in the Aries season, which begins now and goes into mid-April or towards the end of April, that you are probably going to be working pretty hard on something. Then we have Temperance showing up here too. So this is an indication that you're going to be working hard trying to alchemize things, maybe figuring out how to take the middle ground on things or how to make peace in a situation, but you are going to be diligently putting some effort forth with that. The moon here is indicating that you're going to really need to use your intuition in order to do just that. So if you're being diligent about bringing 2 things together or alchemizing 2 things, Temperance is generally about bringing the 3D into the 5D or the 5D into the 3D. So there is a need to really bring your intuition into that. And if you use your intuition, then Aries season is going to be a very successful season for you. Of alchemizing, bringing things together, and probably seeing some real results with this Chariot. Then for Taurus season, which is the end of April and going into May, we have Blessings. So that's when the hard work that you've done in Aries season is really going to pay off, is at the end of April and going into May. The Strength card is here, again, reinforcing the fact that you have done a lot of hard work in the Aries season. And so that's why your blessings are going to want to come in during April going into May. But the Strength card is also here, reminding you that there are still obstacles that need to be overcome. But again, the Strength is here with the blessings telling you that the universe is really going to help you climb this mountain, whatever this is for you in Taurus season. And the Page of Pentacles represents this idea that you're building something from the ground up. The Page of Pentacles is often a student too. So this is really telling me that during Taurus season, you're going to be learning a lot of lessons. And as you climb the mountain, that's when the lessons will become clearer and clearer. The universe is going to put some wind in your back, and that's when your blessings are going to come in, as we've already seen. For Gemini season, this is the end of May going into June, we have new beginnings. Generally, after you learn the lessons of the Page of Pentacles, that is an opportunity for a new portal to open for you. So it looks like Gemini season might be a time for a new portal to open. And this is really just talks about being able to either elevate to a new level because you passed some kind of a test as a student, or at least just new opportunities being brought to you. With the Magician coming in here, this is something that I know you've been manifesting, something you've been working on. So some kind of an opportunity is coming in Gemini season. So again, that's the end of May and going into June, that you're going to really start to feel your manifestations actually starting to show up in your real world. Then we have the Bouquet and the Queen of Wands. So these are your spiritual gifts. So maybe you have been manifesting your spiritual gifts to come in and really standing strongly in your self-confidence with this Queen of Wands. I really love to see that for Gemini season. So expect really big things and changes for you during Gemini season, which again is May going into June. For Cancer season, which is June going into July, you have Enlightenment. So that makes sense following your spiritual gifts here. because when you're opening up to your spiritual gifts, when your spiritual gifts are beginning to manifest in, that truly is when things become enlightened in the world around you. And then we have the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is someone who really knows how to use her spiritual gifts. So I feel like the Gemini and Cancer seasons, so from May to July, you're really going to be honing in on your spiritual gifts. I believe a lot of you who are here are healers, and you're really going to be starting to be enlightened on what that means for you in your life and what your healing abilities are. That's the card of Self. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So you have two queens coming in here with enlightenment. So Cancer season, and the Queen of Cups, by the way, represents the sign of Cancer too. So this is how I know that you're really in alignment during Cancer season. But you're receiving a lot of information during Cancer season, which again is June going into July. You're going to be receiving a lot of information, and you could be receiving some kind of a form of payment for that too with this Queen of Pentacles. So if you do decide, you know what your spiritual gifts are, and then you decide you would like to use those for the purposes of humanity, this would be a good time for you to make a business out of that, or find clients or followers, things of that nature. So then during Leo season, which is July going into August, we have action, which makes perfect sense for Leo too. Leo is a very active card. It's a very active sign. It's a sign of leadership and self-confidence and taking action. That really describes Leo. So during July going into August, I do think, again, you're feeling very much in alignment this year, at least so far. This is going to be a time where you're going to be very busy and taking a lot of action. And with the High Priestess here, again, it's this idea that you're taking in so much information that you did during Cancer season, but now because it's Leo season, you're going to be able to really move it forward and take a lot of action on it using the energy of Leo that will be behind you. Then we have the Scythe and the Tower. So because of the action that you're taking during Leo season, something is coming in that is completely transforming your entire life. And you might not be expecting it, and you might not even like it, but it is definitely here for your highest good, because the Tower always is. So I think you're going to have a major transformation during Leo season. So to use the example that I used back in Cancer season, and even going back to Gemini season, that if you begin to know what your gifts are and you begin to really want to use those as your livelihood, as your way of making money, then perhaps this Scythe and the Tower in Leo season might indicate that you quit your regular job and you focus solely on your spiritual gifts. That is just a random example, but that's the energy that's coming through for Leo season. For Virgo season, which is August going into September, we have community. This could be about you finding your tribe, finding your people, because you've made this major transition. You've gone through your enlightenment back here in Gemini and Cancer season. You've made a significant change in Leo season. So by Virgo season, you're really finding your people. And because there's this rainbow and all these butterflies, this is really saying that you have gone through that transformation we were just talking about, and that it's a very positive one with the rainbow. Then we have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is really about your inner child and finding the things that you love to do. So this fits in with that too, that this really feels like your soul tribe. This kind of feels like people that you have soul contracts with, or people that you knew in a past life. Those types of people. Look at this. There's the dog, which represents loyal friends. So this couldn't really be, and there's the Six of Cups. This is what I was just talking about. Virgo season is going to be extremely significant for you. So again, this is August going into September, for you to find your actual soul tribe, to find people that you have soul contracts with, people you have lived several lives with, people who your inner child will recognize, because you've left behind so much of your old life here in Leo season. Now your life is going to fill up with a community of people who love you and are loyal to you, friends. So then Libra season is then September going into October. We have leadership. So this tribe that you have now put together, or has now come together, You're being called to become some sort of a leader for that tribe. And there, wow, there's the King of Wands. And there is no better leader in the entire deck than the King of Wands. And Libra is a very fair type of energy. Libra is very good at making decisions. Libra is very good at maintaining calm and balance in relationships. All of the things that make for a very good leader. Those are all qualities that make a really good leader. So it's probably why you're stepping forward during Libra season to lead, because people recognize that you are the right person for it. Then we have Child and the Knight of Wands. So this is telling me that you've never really had a role of being a leader, especially in whatever community this is that you're joining in Virgo season. It's something new to you, but you feel pretty confident about it. You feel ambitious about it, and you're going to tackle this new thing that's being asked of you in Libra season for your leadership qualities. So then in Scorpio season, which is October going into November, we have flow. So this is a very peaceful feeling. And Scorpio is a very flowy kind of energy too, that watery energy of Scorpio, that you can be calm because you're in your power. You have a very emotional, secure power in Scorpio season. So that jives with that. And then there's the Knight of Cups. So when you're going with the flow, especially during a water season, that's a really good time for you to either follow your heart, or a really good time for love to come in. Because you've done so much work here, it looks like going into the first half of the year. Now it's just becoming more easy. It's just becoming easier, and things can flow in and out. Things can flow. People, love interests, you're following your heart, whatever that means for you. There's a man showing up here, which just represents a person and the world. So this is what this tells me. During Scorpio season, which is October going into November, that is when you're going to find your love interest, because you have done all the work, you've leveled up, you've passed the tests that you're being tested on in the beginning of this year. And by October going into November, that is when your love interest will appear. So then in Sagittarius is November going into December, we have focus. Okay, so you're back to kind of working again. You have everything you need. You have all your people lined up, and now you're ready to focus again. And just like you started out the year with diligence, we're getting focused during Sagittarius season. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is the most focused card in the deck. They're very diligent. They're very focused. They cross their T's and dot their I's. So this is very synchronistic, as most of this reading has been. There's the Garden card, which is about community again. And then there's the Devil. So this is why you're going to be called to focus during Sagittarius season, which again is November going into December. You're being asked to focus because there's something going on within your community with this Garden card. So this community back in Virgo season, there is someone who's infiltrating this community, someone who's in the community, but you're just not feeling their vibe. You think that maybe they have bad intentions. So there is a need for you to be diligent in protecting your community, because they've asked you to lead. So whatever that is for you, if this is family members, if this is a friend group, if this is a new job that you have that you're being called to lead, you're really being asked to figure out what doesn't work in that situation and to focus on that. So then during Capricorn season, which is December going into January, we have inner peace. So again, this looks kind of like the Scorpio season. You're just going with the flow. Then you've got some work to do Sagittarius season, but Sagittarius season is a perfect time to do work, because Sagittarius is about going after things and being ambitious and wanting things to be the best that it possibly can be, which also matches up with the Knight of Pentacles, who also feels like they want everything to be the best it can be. But then moving into Capricorn season, which again is December going into January, you can go back to being peaceful again. It's back to peacetime, because you dealt with whatever this devil in Sagittarius season was. And your Ace of Swords, when you're at peace, that's when your epiphanies can come in the clearest. That's when your truths can come in, because you're not in survival mode. You're in peace mode. You're at peacetime. The anchor is all about security. And the Five of Swords here, I think this is saying, especially with the Ace of Swords, that even when little problems come your way, you've already dealt with the devil in Sagittarius season. So since you've already dealt with this devil, there's no need to worry about the petty things that come in your community, because it's a stable community and you have the truth on your side and you're going with the flow. So what this is telling me is that by Capricorn season, you're going to become very good at putting an end to conflict and doing it pretty rapidly. So then Aquarius season is January going into February. And we have miracles. Wow. So miracles happen every day, but it looks like in Aquarius season, you're going to really start to see the fruits of all of your efforts, of all your labor that you've done for the year. And you can also start to see that the circle is starting to close itself back up. But let's see what these miracles is about. So this is the Hermit. So I think what's happened is you have gone through such a major transformation as the year progresses, that your own soul searching, that you realize that you yourself are the miracle. And that is something to celebrate with the wine card. And the Ace of Wands, it's making you want to get inspired. So here's Aquarius season right here, right? And you're getting inspired. You know that you are the miracle. You're getting ready to close out the year. But this Ace of Wands is really telling me that you're ready to do it all over again. You're ready to start back up again once Aries season comes back around, which is really what life is about. It's about cycles. But hopefully each cycle we go around, we level up one more time and we level up one more time. It's when we cycle around and around and around in the same cycle that's when it becomes the problem. So then finally in Pisces season, which is February going into March, we have happiness. Well, look at that. And there's two of them here too. So whoever this person was that you met back in Scorpio season, I do believe that, was that Scorpio season? Yeah. I do believe that you're going to still have a very harmonious relationship with them. There's the Ace of Cups, but happiness in the Ace of Cups is just having a full heart. You're completing this circle. You look back on the year and see how much you've done, how much you've accomplished. The people in your home, your inner circle, again, I think this has to do with the love interest that's in your life. And you have the Ace of Cups with the Ace of Cups. And this is rounding out the rest of the cycle, which tells me that by the end of this cycle, and we go back to Aries season again next year, you will be leveling up because you've learned so much, you've accomplished so much. So let's look at the year in general. We have delight. We have the Seven of Swords, the Cat, and the Fool. So overall, this year that's coming ahead of us, this new cycle that's coming in for us is going to be a delightful one. It's one where you're going to be taking new chances, you're going to be taking risks, but they're going to pay off. And with the Seven of Swords and the Cat energy, this is that same energy that's coming through here right around Leo season, right around Gemini season, right around Cancer season. That Gemini, Cancer, and Leo season, which is going to span from May through August. This is the time when you're going to realize who's not for you, and you're going to be able to cut those people out of your life. And again, as we said, then by Virgo season, that's when you're going to see your real tribe and community come in. Overall, this is a great year for happiness and starting new beginnings. So before I wrap this up, I want to do just a little bit of charm casting just to see what other kind of energies we can get for this new year coming in. So let's see. Let's start. So the dragonfly here really wanted to land on Libra season, which was about you becoming a leader. And dragonflies are about transformations. And I do think that we said that with you being a leader during this season here, that it's something you've never done before, but you're going to take the role on, which I think is another reason why you've leveled up some, is because you understand that you took on a bunch of things that you wouldn't normally have taken on. I hope that made sense. But that's this transformation really wanted to land on this leadership position here, which is exactly what we were already saying, that you are taking with this child card. It's saying you're taking on a role that you've never taken on before, and the universe is really encouraging that. Then we have this steering wheel landing over D and E. So the letters D and E could be significant for you, but you're driving something forward for sure. And then we have practical coming in here. This is a Virgo sign, and that's falling right in the middle. And we're seeing this practical energy here too during Sagittarius season, when you're dealing with the things that don't fit in your life anymore, the things that don't belong anymore, because it's also falling over the word no. And so you're making practical decisions about who belongs in your life and who no longer belongs in your life. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune falling in August and falling, so August is generally this Leo and Virgo season. And again, with this Tower card here, with the Wheel of Fortune coming in during that same time, it really supports this energy of things are tearing down in your life during this Leo season. But by Virgo season, the wheel is really turning in your favor and you're being filled with the people who are going to make you happy. So just more confirmation from the charms. So please let me know how this was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.